Good morning, my favorite students in the world. It is your brother Ferdi, the creator of Event Photography 101, just a guide for beginners and a really good one at that. Today's video coaching newsletter is all about your flash making your photos look dead and black and boring and as if there's nothing going on in the background. So let's jump into it. So you've taken a few photos with your flash on the dance floor. It's a reception, it's a birthday party, it's something. You capture with your flash and the background just disappears, even though there's some DJ lights, there's a fireplace, maybe there's some candles, some fairy lights, there's a TV going on in the background, there's some neon lights, there's some reflections from the balloons, something, but they're just not showing up in the camera. What is going on? Well, let's get your principles right. Let's understand them, and let's understand the sequence. It's really simple. It's super simple. Let's jump in right now. Number one, you need to expose for 2 exposures. Okay? It's not just one. There's 2 exposures that you're calculating in your head for, right? Number 1 is the background, and number 2 is the subject. Okay, so first thing is that you need to expose for your background first. The ambient light behind your subject. What does that look like? Those examples we just mentioned, the fireplace, the DJ lights, the neon lights, the fairy lights, etc. The candles. We're exposing for that first, and then we turn our flash on, and then we expose for our subject. So number 1, we need to know the principles and settings that control the background versus the subject. The subject being your couple, your person, your guest, your birthday cake, your present, etc. The thing you're lighting up with your flash. So, shutter speed is the number 1 thing. You want to slow down your shutter speed to 1/30, 1/10, 1/15. We want to slow the shutter so that the window of time becomes longer, so that there's more time and chance and opportunity for the lights to penetrate your lens and soak into your canvas, the canvas being your sensor. Okay? Next, we adjust our aperture. Aperture is the hole in your lens. Big hole versus small hole. A big hole lets in more light, and that mostly determines the brightness of your subject in front of you, whether it's the person or the cake, etc. Big hole, lots of big flash effect, big brightness. Little hole literally cuts out a lot of the light coming in. Okay, and therefore the effect of your flash on your subject is cut as well. Okay, small hole, small brightness effect. Now let's move on to ISO. ISO controls both the ambience, the background, and your subject. ISO, again, remember, are the night vision goggles for your camera. They amplify the sensor, its sensitivity towards photon lights. Think of it as electrifying your sensor. So the higher the ISO, the more electrified your sensor is, and the more sensitive it becomes to picking up the smallest light photons in your scene, especially in the background where there's a fireplace and the DJ lights, and the TV and the neon lights and the fairy lights, etc. And the candles. Okay? So ISO controls both the background and the foreground, your subject, because it's amplifying the sensor. And the sensor is, it's capturing light from both the back and the front, okay? So, shutter speed controls the background ambience. Aperture controls the brightness, the effect of the brightness of your flash on your subject in the foreground. And ISO helps amplify or de-amplify both at the same time. Now, okay, so now that we know those principles of the exposure triangle with flash, we need to know the sequence. Expose for the background first. Shutter speed, then aperture, then ISO. Now let's introduce our flash. Let's turn it on now. Let's turn on the flash. We've done that sequence. We're going to turn on the flash. Let's do a test. How does it look? Is it too bright? Is it too dark? Well, if it is too bright, then we need to learn our next two variables. And they're flash-orientated variables. Number one is your flash power. How big is that flash power? How powerful and heavy is it? Has it got a boxing glove on and just knocking you out and punching you in the face? Because it is 1/1 with the flash power. It's at 100%. Or is it at 50% and it's just a little jab? Or is it at 1/64 or 1/128? If that's the case, then that flash power is not so punchy, but more like caressy, like soft touches on the face. So keep that in mind. Okay, so if it is too bright, lower down your flash power. Ta-da! And then therefore, you can capture a more harmonious and lively photo where you can see the lights in the background and see and soak in that ambience. Okay, it's a combination of the background and the foreground. The flash is really just lifting the face in that scene. It's just popping in the face. You're capturing the background first and then using the flash to pop in this subject right at the end. And then our last variable is your distance between flash and subject. Okay? The closer you are to your subject when you're using your flash, the brighter your subject will be. The further away you are from your subject, the less bright your subject will be because the flash is further away. That light has to travel a lot more to reach your subject. Okay? There's an exponential effect with your distance, when you take steps towards your subject, your person, or away. There's an exponential effect going on in the background. It's not so much linear, so you might be taking 2 steps forward, but it might feel like it's getting 4 times as powerful in terms of the brightness. So just keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it, my friends. Let me sum that up for you. You're exposing for 2 images. Number one is let me reframe that again. You're exposing for 2 images, but also you're capturing 2 different exposures. The background first, and then your subject, your flashed subject, whether it's a piece, it's the cake, a present, or a person, or someone dancing on the dance floor. Okay? So expose for the background first, slow down that shutter speed to 1/30, for example, or 1/15, raise your ISO up to 800 or 1600 just to help give us more playroom to tweak a lot of the settings so that we're not over dependent on one variable. We want to keep things nice and equal and balanced here. We're fair. We're not being overly reliant on one variable. Okay, because that's when you're going to get overly reliant or overly exposed photos. So you want to just keep things balanced. Okay, Aperture controls the brightness of your subject because that hole is small and then sometimes it's big, and the smaller the hole, the more light that gets cut out, and that affects mostly 90% your subject. And then our 2 specific flash variables, which was flash power. Am I going to knock you out and punch you in the face with a massive boxing glove at 100%? And if so, then my my subject is going to be completely white and nude. But maybe I just want to caress and just lift their faces just a little bit, and illuminate their faces just softly. Well, then I'm going to reduce that flash power down to 1/64, 1/20, 128, etc. And then last but not least, your flash to subject distance. How close are we? The closer we are, the brighter your flash subject is going to get. And the further we are away, the less light is punching them in the face from your flash, because the flash has to travel further and further, and it's losing a bit of its oomph. It's losing a little bit of its power and pop. Okay, so that's how we do it, my friends. So we are exposing for 2 separate scenes, the background plus the foreground. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you are wanting more clarification or any questions or requests or anything, you just want to say hi or you want me to answer anything, leave them down below in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible, and hopefully with another video as well. And yeah, read my book, Event Photography 101 for Beginners. You'll love it. It's a great foundation for those who are nervous. It's a people first guide, okay? So people first, that's my philosophy. People first, camera second. So I love you lots, guys. Shout out, and yeah, I'll see you in tomorrow's lesson. Bye.